What's up, kings, queens, and everything in between? It's your boy Tobin Jace here, and I'm at the dentist right now. But I have a really cool video for you, and yeah, I have a really cool video for you today. I am going to be interviewing a handed shipper. If you don't know what handed is, it's a ship on Legacies. I ship Hosey, and my friend Izzy is into directing, producing, screenwriting, everything that I'm into. And we met last year in Covington for the season 2 premiere of Legacies, but we didn't actually meet until after, because I saw her there, we saw each other there, and then we didn't talk until we found each other on Instagram. Anyway, we've been friends for over almost a year now, almost a year, and it's gonna be through Zoom, even though we live probably about 45 minutes away from each other. But yeah, it's gonna be a really good video, and I hope you guys like it. And it's Legacies related, so yeah, I hope you guys enjoy. I will see you after my dentist appointment, and peace out. What's up, guys? I'm back home now, and yeah, at 4 o'clock, this video will be made, and you guys will see it tomorrow morning after I edit. So I hope you guys enjoy. You get a kick out of this. You have some valuable information on any information that is said in the video. I'm sorry, but I'm about to take a nap. Your boy's tired. I'll see you guys in an hour and a half. Peace out. So I have a couple questions.
Okay.
First off, introduce yourself.
Hi, I'm Izzy, also known as Iz Reacts on YouTube, and I react to Legacies and put it on the internet. So, yeah, that's me.
Let's talk about your sweatshirt really quickly. I see your sweatshirt. Repping the Soul Fro.
Exactly.
So today, you guys, I have Izzy here, and we're gonna talk about the Legacies fandom. We're gonna talk about the different ships. We're gonna talk about the toxicity that we have today in our fandom. We're just gonna talk about season 3 and what we hope to see in season 3. So my first question.
Okay.
So we all know Leo Howard was bumped up to season regular, as well as Ben Levin announces bumped up to seasons regular this season. I'm all here for it. I know people were wondering, what about Maya? What about Jade and stuff like that? What were your thoughts on this?
Okay, so I was really shocked with Leo. I wasn't expecting them to bring him back because, obviously I thought he was going to be on a different show. So I guess that got canceled and they bumped him up. I'm happy for it. I'm happy for him. This is a job. He has a job. He deserves a job. What they're gonna do with him, not so sure. Um, and Ben deserves it.
Yes.
I was expecting him last season to get bumped up to series regular. He just deserves it, and I love Jed, and I've always said from the beginning that I want more of Jed, and we're getting it. So there's that. As for Maya and Jade, I'm really shocked they didn't up Maya because she was kind of like a fan favorite for those few episodes that she was there. Um, I think it was said that Jade was not going to be there that long, because I know that Georgia, who plays her, just got a new show
Yeah.
too. So I know that Kaylee had said that she's going to be into season 3, so we might see her a little bit in season 3, but I don't think she's going to be a series regular. But yeah, and then for Maya, or Bianca, she deserves it. I hope sometime later on they do up her, because if they're gonna have her brother there, they gotta have her there, because it just
Yes,
doesn't make
exactly.
sense if they're both not there. But then again, we don't know what's going on in Bianca's life, so we don't know if she's available or if she's not available. So we'll see.
Because I do know that Leo and Bianca were supposed to be like a love triangle of hope. That's what everyone on Twitter was saying. Because I followed the whole thing. I was into it. I was like, okay, this is the love
Trust me,
triangle
I
that
was
they
too.
need.
I was too. I was expecting it, and it didn't happen, and I was like, okay, that's fine.
And then she went back to Landon. We're gonna talk about him later. Hey, you guys probably know I am not the biggest fan of Landon. I never was. But Izzy here loves Landon.
I love Landon. Yeah.
So we're gonna skip Landon for a second. Um, I'm sorry. Okay. So, okay, we're gonna talk about Landon. So, I thought he was okay season 1, just for a little bit. You know, he was that character that needed a development. He was there for Raph, he was there for Hope, he was there just to be there. Um, he got his start in the originals with his 5-second cameo. To the Legacies fandom, Hope and Landon are this epic love. I'm putting quotations around that. But I can see where they're coming from. You know, she had a crush on him, and he came back into her life, and he was good for her, stuff like that. Season 2 came around. Landon was kind of dying every episode. It got repetitive.
I agree
I
with
feel
you. I
like
agree with you 100%.
I feel like they should do more with his character because at this point in time, it's like we know he dies, we know he comes back, but what are they going to do more with Landon's character and his relationship with Raphael? How do you feel about that dynamic and how that love triangle happened with Hope, Raph, and Landon, stuff like that?
So, if people know me, I'm not the biggest fan of Raphael. Not that I don't like him, it's just that kind of the way that you are with Landon, I don't really see a storyline with him in a way, I guess you can say. I've always said it, I love his dynamic with Landon. I love Raphael and Landon's brotherly, relationship. And I've always said, their scenes are probably like a few of my favorites, but it's just them two in one scene. Um, as the whole dynamic with Landon and Raphael and Hope, I've never seen Hope to go after a guy like Raphael. It doesn't mean it won't happen. Like, I'm not gonna
Yeah,
say it won't happen, but you just kind of see her pushing him away every time he tries to move in. I'm not a big fan of Hope and Raphael. Friendships, yeah, great. But if you ship them, okay, it's great. But like, me personally, I don't see it. Um, as for the triangle, I never really saw it as a triangle. People say, yeah, oh, it's like the Vampire Diaries where it's a brother and then a girl. No, it's completely different than what it was in the Vampire Diaries because,
yeah.
but then again, we're only on season 3, so we know what will happen, and I'm excited to see it. But like I said, I love Raphael and Landon's relationship, and I hope to see more of it. So
And technically, Raphael is like dead.
I know.
So
Yeah, we're
that,
gonna see what happens.
yeah, because I know a few people were really confused, and I had to like go on Twitter and be like, y'all know Raphael is dead, right? It's like it was bound to happen, given how the Necromancer was coming back and how Raphael was missing for that large period of time. Like, where did he go when he left his
I
dad's?
called it. I was like, there's no way he's not dead, and the necromancer didn't bring him back. Like, it's there, and it's like clear as day too.
Right.
Um, but yeah, it still came kind of as a shock how it all came about. But yeah,
So, I had this idea, right, about Malavor. Instead of Hope jumping into Malavor, why didn't she just, cut her hand, let her blood drop into Malavor, and this whole situation would have happened.
dude,
Josie
trust
wouldn't
me,
have.
I know. She just wasn't thinking at that time, obviously, because
Right.
I always did, because like Hope's blood is special. Like, just
Yes.
the blood. It's not her. It's what she's made out of. It's the blood. She's all 3, and she could have just went and then just put her blood straight into the pit. But obviously,
We
they had
wouldn't have
different
had
plans
that.
for the entire thing. So yeah, I understand.
And when you think about it, Hope is actually 18, and she spent her birthday in Malavor.
I think about it a lot. I'm being honest. Like, it's her 18th birthday, and she didn't get to spend it with her friends. And no, like, hate towards the twins or anything, but we've seen 2 of their birthdays.
Like, I felt like they sped that up. Like, I felt like last year their
I was like,
16th
wait,
birthday.
they're turning 17 already? Like,
I was
are we
like,
that
what?
far
They
ahead?
just turned 16 years old.
I know, that's what I was saying. Like, we got to see 2 twins' birthdays, and then we haven't even seen a Hope one, which
Yeah.
really makes me mad because, and she's 18, so she's
But it's
technically,
coming up, so she's like turning 19.
yeah.
So, but she's still at the school learning.
That's another thing I was gonna say is like, why is she still at the school? But we'll see. We'll see what happens.
What about characters from the Vampire Diaries in the originals? Who would you want to see in Legacies as like a teacher, someone who could just drop in, say hello? Who do you think? So I'm gonna let you go first,
I
and then I'm gonna say my list.
I got mine. I wanted Freya. I would like her to come back more,
Yeah,
obviously. But Freya and then Caroline has been literally my number one choice. And then we found out recently that Candace is pregnant, so we'll see if she even has an idea of coming back in season 3. Because I
yes,
have a theory on like her coming back, but I don't know. Caroline and Freya are definitely my two. Um, I don't know if I could bring anybody else back because a lot of the ones I want to bring back are dead. So I would love to bring Klaus back. Klaus and Haley, those two, they Hope needs her parents, and
yeah.
literally, it's just like I don't know, just
The way they did that scene with Haley, I was like, she didn't have to throw herself out the door. Like, she could have at least, okay, ripped her heart out whenever we're done.
yeah,
But
yeah,
no, they wanted some anticlimactic scene where it's like Haley has to die in front of Elijah. Elijah has no memories of what is going on. And then he's like felt bad about this entire time when he got his memories back that he was the reason why Haley is dead because he chose to side with the wrong people.
yeah.
But I
I'll tell you the
digress.
scene. Elijah remembering was one of the most heartbreaking scenes for me. Like that was like, but yeah, and Elijah's a good one too. I just didn't know necessarily I'd bring him into Legacies.
Yeah,
So,
no, no, no.
but yeah.
I
What
would
about you?
say Bonnie.
Okay,
Bonnie, number
okay.
one, needs to be a professor because Bonnie carried Vampire Diaries on her back the entire.
I agree with you 100%.
Everyone would have died without Bonnie. She was the resident witch. She died, came back multiple times, was in two different two so two or three.
Worlds, something.
Uh
I know what you're talking about, but I don't know.
it was she was the prison world, and then it was 1903. She went to 1903, right? And then I was like, no, that was two. Or maybe she
Okay,
went
so
to
it
the
was
third
two.
one. Yeah. They're like,
Well, it's because she was kind of in between. Because
yeah,
remember,
because she was the anchor for a
she was the
while.
anchor, so that's what I was like thinking of. But yeah,
And then we have Freya, of course, Davina. Anyone knows me knows that Davina is my wife. I don't care if she's married to Cole Michelson. Davina is my wife. I will stand Davina to the day I die. Josh didn't have to die either.
I know. Oh my god, don't even get me started about Josh. But I didn't. I wasn't a huge fan of the originals. Like I didn't like watch it over and over again like I did the Vampire Diaries. I watched season 5 over and over again because it's one of my favorite seasons. But
Yeah.
so a lot of the characters, I forgot a lot of the characters in the originals. But Josh was like that one character I always remember, and obviously the Michelsons. But um, yeah.
Because,
So
like, Josh was done so dirty. Like, when he first met Klaus, his best friend was like, she took over. She was like, "You're such a whiny little twit," or whatever she was calling him. And then they chose Josh, and Josh was like, "I thought we were friends." Like, he is a loyal friend. Josh
yeah.
was a loyal friend to Davina, even though she was dead for the majority part of their friendship. He would visit her grave. He would do anything. That was my boy. And then Aiden didn't have to die either.
No, he didn't. A lot of people. Let's be honest. A lot of people
Right? A
didn't
lot of
survive,
people didn't have to die.
but they did. So
I would like to see Stephanie Salvatore.
okay, yeah.
I think she would go to Mystic Falls High because she's not a vampire yet. But if it would, like, what if she had like powers or whatever? Like she's a witch or something. Because Elena's family, like Catherine's family, were travelers and stuff. So she could have like traveler DNA still, even though it's like microscopic. Because Elena was still supernatural.
Yeah, because she was a doppelganger. Maybe. I hadn't really thought about, Stephanie Salvatore because isn't she's like younger than everybody else, isn't she?
Yeah, she would be.
So people were like, yeah, I would like to see, her come to the Salvatore school. I'm like, first of all, she's not technically supernatural, and she's like, well, obviously they could bring her to the Salvatore school, but she couldn't really
Do
interact with
anything,
anybody
yeah. Because I
because
mean,
she's
Kim
younger.
was there. Kim was like a librarian for a little bit.
I know. Don't
Yo,
even
the
start about Kim.
whole fandom went when Kim showed up, I was like,
Oh,
yes, Kim.
I was so upset when she left. Like, I was like, "Are you kidding me? You're just giving us this, and now this is gonna happen?" Like,
Exactly. But they didn't even tell us how she knew about the supernatural. Like all of a sudden she knows her brother's a vampire and like he goes to a supernatural boarding school.
I know. Like,
Like they just
like one of
let
the
that one
questions,
just
like,
slide.
does everybody else's parents know? Does everybody else's families know? Or is it just Caleb's sister that knows that he drinks blood for a living and like does like all this stuff? But yeah,
Speaking of parents, let's talk about MGs.
okay.
Okay, so I 100% believe it was Landon's fault.
What the stuff about in episode 13?
Yeah,
I agree with you.
going to see MG's parents after MG specifically said he did not want to. And
I
MG is a people pleaser and he likes to make people happy and he felt bad that Landon didn't have his own family, so he was trying to reconcile it with his. Landon was forcing it, but we got to see what he was. But I cried when MG got bit by Raphael and he was just dying. But Hope was the bigger person and saved him because he was her friend and she knew that he didn't mean anything by it. What were your thoughts?
So I have talked about this several times with my friends and stuff, and like my legacy friends, and we all agree, that Landon overstepped what he did, and we don't hide behind that. Like, he overstepped. But I also kind of see where Landon's coming
Yeah.
from in a way, because he did have a I don't know if I can curse. So,
Oh no, yours. We curse on this channel.
um, he's had a shitty life. Like, he
Yeah.
didn't know growing up, he didn't know who his parents were, and then when he found out who his parents were, um, you know, kind of went downhill. Like, he's supernatural or whatever, but he did overstep. And MG is literally, you can ask anybody. MG is like one of my favorite characters.
Yes, mine too.
I love Quincy. I love MG, and like, um, seeing him broken because of I literally cried so hard, and it's like, and that reaction of mine got blocked, and I was really upset because it was like one of my best reactions. But yeah, so that's my thought on it. Landon did overstep, but I also see his side of things.
Yes.
So
So we're gonna talk about ships now.
okay.
We all know I'm a Hosey shipper.
Mhm.
Anyone that knows you knows that you are a Handed shipper.
Mhm.
Now, typically, Hosey and Handed shippers don't like each other, but I love Izzy to death.
I love you. I love you. Listen, I don't hate anybody.
I don't either.
Like, I can't. I'm just that type of person.
It
But
doesn't make any sense why these people were fighting over a ship, a fictional, fictional characters being together.
thank you.
Because
You understand.
at first it was the Hoseys and the Posies. I could see where they were coming from. We're gonna talk about Penelope later because I dislike Penelope. I'm gonna put that out there. I dislike her so much. We're gonna talk about why I dislike her. Um, but now recently it's Handeds versus Hosies. You know, Rosies are rope and Rosies, they don't make sense. They're out of here. You know, JZ's has a little claim, just a little bit. If, Hope and Josie don't work out, we could slide JZ up in there and, it'll be good. But as of this moment on Twitter, there is a Twitter war with Handeds and Hosies for no reason. But there is a reason, but there's no reason. And it's all because of three people: Landon Kirby, Hope Michelson, and Josette Saltzman. Legacies kind of fucked up by putting Josie and Landon together, thinking that was a good ship. We don't even give them a ship name. We're not even gonna talk about that.
Oh.
We're not gonna talk about Jandon. That, if anyone saw me that night at the premiere, I don't know if you heard me, but I was gagging every time Landon and Josie were together. Like I was like, no, don't do it, and then they kiss, and I was like, ew.
I was just there. I was like, I saw this coming like 100%. Like I remember because everybody just started booing, and I was like,
We all booed. We was like, what is this? We don't want
I'm
this.
just watching the show. I saw it coming, but it doesn't necessarily mean. I mean, I didn't like. I wasn't despising it. Like I wasn't. I knew it wasn't gonna last. You know what I mean? And I was just like, okay, well, we can get through this. But it did ruin the first half of the season. Not gonna
Yeah.
lie. And it was. I could try to see where they're coming from, but can't really. So I don't know. We'll see.
There was that part where everyone got their memories back, and Hope and Josie were talking, and Hope was like, "I really want to come back," and she was talking to Josie, and Josie was like, "Yeah, forget Landon." Next episode, here come Landon, Hope and Landon kissing. Right? Did they just say, "Forget boys, let's work on our friendship"?
Yeah. I got
Poorly written, poorly written from
No,
the
it
host
was.
UC.
I feel like they had something between it, and they had to cut it because of time. Because the way that it cut from the breakup to straight to the kiss, it didn't make sense.
Yeah.
You know what I'm talking about? Like it's just like, and I tell people that I'm like, yeah, they definitely got rid of something between there because just straight to the. I don't know. I have
Like
my own.
it didn't make any sense due to the previous episode that was written, and then it goes to girl power. We're gonna stick up for the girls. Yeah, yeah. And then it goes to Landon. I mean, Hope going back to Landon after he apologizes.
I don't know.
You were happy for it. I know you were happy for it.
I was happy for it, but like I said, it didn't make sense. Like
Yeah.
obviously, I am not a big fan of the way that they brought Hope, all the memories and stuff back. I
Yeah.
expected it to like last at least until the end, towards the end of the season.
Would
But
have made much more sense.
I think Freya being able to come back and the Kai episodes, they had to change things around in order to fit that in.
Yeah.
So, I don't know. I was really disappointed with the way they executed it. Um, but it is what it is. I mean,
Because I
I
know
agree.
Kaylee was trying to get Kai to come back, and they had to fit that in there so that she could get her wish.
Mm-hmm.
So let's talk about why you ship handed.
Okay.
What? Okay, I don't understand it. That's why I'm trying to get the information from you. What was the initial like? I see them as endgame moment to you. What was like? What was the scene? What was the placement time? What were you doing? What were you eating? Like what was?
I've always like thought, great, yeah, they're cute. Like from the first like 11 to 12 episodes of the first season. But what really like got me to say, wow, they could end up together in the end is the scene when they're on the dock and Hope says I love you to the first time to him, but it's not really him.
Yeah,
And it's like the hologram of whatever. It's like she said it so naturally, but she didn't mean to say it. And if you think about it, Hope doesn't throw that word out easily.
yeah, I understand. Yeah,
So that's really what got me to do it. And I mean, I can see why people don't ship them, and I'm not gonna like bash people on not doing it. But me personally, that was like the one scene because I have so much love for Hope Michelson, and it's like when you see her like that, you can't help but like be like, oh, great. So, but that was like the one moment there. It's like, wow, they could actually end up. I'm not saying that they will. Like, I want them to, but like they could actually end up together in the end of the series. So that was my part.
your top three ships. I worded that so wrong.
I got you. Handon, Mizzy, Lizzie, and MG,
Yeah, for sure, for
um,
sure.
and Penelope and Josie. Yeah, I knew it. That's why I was like, I'm gonna say that one last. Yeah, I've been a big. I shipped Posey before I really did Handon, so they've always been like.
Okay, but like, okay. I will tell you, I did ship them in the beginning, but that episode where Lizzie's in the gym and Penelope like walks in and she calls Lizzie a waste of space. That's when I was like, no. Like you don't tell someone who's bipolar that they're a waste of space. or the privacy issues, her with the pins knowing about the merge since Christmas and didn't tell Josie, and it's like what, April, May, March, like, so she's known about it for months. Then she broke up with Josie to make her stronger, but we don't really know how they broke up. And Josie and Lizzie was like pissed at her. So there had to have been one reason and one reason only of how they broke it up. She must have cheated on Josie because it didn't make sense for her to just like break up with her all of a sudden. There had to be like a reason or something. And Penelope is the person to cheat. Like she seems like she would cheat on somebody.
For me, yeah, Penelope's like this bitchy character or whatever, but like I feel like there's that's the one thing where it's like the writers need to focus more on is telling stories rather than just like putting a character in there and being like, here, this character was in love with this character. They broke up, they had a breakup. You know what I mean? Like
It needs to be like explained
exactly.
what led to their breakup so we can know like the background of it instead of us having to figure it out ourselves. Like we can figure out other things by ourselves, but we need to like know the background relationship of each character. Like it needs to be like set in stone or something for us to figure out.
Yeah. Handon, Mizzy. If Handon was not a thing, I would be like a hardcore Mizzy shipper. Like I would be like,
They're gonna end up together.
oh, they better. They better. Because I know people that are like, oh, Lizzie doesn't deserve MG or MG doesn't deserve Lizzie. I'm like,
they deserve each other. Do you not
exactly.
see
They need each other to be better. Because MG's like this soft type of person, and Lizzie's like this outgoing, I'll speak my mind. It's perfect for a relationship, and
it's like Stefan Salvatore and Caroline Forbes.
Yeah,
it's sterilized.
That's a good one. That's a good now. Yeah, I that's good.
I shipped Sterilized since the first episode of season 1. Stefan was like, "Oh, we're not going to be together." Okay.
Oh, I knew from the
Seasons.
beginning.
Right, it was going to happen. I was like, forget Elena. This is my ship. Like, I was like, okay, whatever, you're kissing Elena. Okay, what is your scenes with Caroline? Because as soon as she turned into a vampire, that's when he started seeing her differently.
Mm-hmm.
Because season 1,
He was there
Caroline,
for her.
right?
It was like, yeah, I know. I shipped them too. And like you said, that line, it's like what Stefan said to her, like, we're not gonna be together or whatever. It's like, oh yeah, they're gonna end up together. It's gonna
Yeah.
So.
And then he died a couple days after the wedding. Unfortunately, I boycotted that whole episode. I didn't want to watch it. I didn't watch it until like March of this year when I went to
It
Georgia
was a
again.
while before I watched it too, because I hadn't watched the Vampire Diaries until like when season 5 was on Netflix.
Yeah.
So I watched all the season 5 and then I caught up and I was like, I'm not gonna watch the finale. I heard bad things about it, and then I finally watched it and I was like, oh my god.
See, because I started watching it when it came out on TV, even though I was too young to watch it, but I was like heavily watching it. And then when it came to like that episode, I did not watch it until it like because it ended in 2016, right?
17, I think.
2017, 2016, 20, I didn't watch it. It's been like 2 to 3 years. So I'm just like, okay, so now me and my friends got together, my Legacies friends, we all got together, we watched it, and we were like, Stefan Salvatore was the, okay, if Bonnie Bennett carried the whole show, Stefan was picking up the scraps. If she dropped something, Stefan was there to pick it up.
Listen, I have never met somebody like all my friends, like, you know, the people I hang out with on, you know, the podcast that I do and then everything like that, they're all like Damon.
Oh, no.
I'm like sitting here, I'm like, I'm a Stefan girl, you know what I mean? Like Stefan
I'm a Stefan guy, yeah.
Literally, Stefan
Stefan's
was
my boy.
better man. So I'm glad that you do too. So okay, we're good. We're good. I love it.
Okay, we're gonna go back to Legacies for a second. With Penelope, they're trying to make her into a David Salvatore / Catherine Pierce.
I can see where that comes from too. Yeah.
And I like Catherine. I hate Damon. So the fact that they're trying to ruin one of my favorite characters by making another character arc similar to her, it doesn't make any sense, and it like doesn't switch that like Penelope could be good. As in Catherine tried to be good, Damon tried to be good. Damon's never going to be good. No matter how many times Elena has tried to rehabilitate him, he's never going to be good.
He's not.
And the whole thing with their this epic love and stuff like that. If Elena happened to look like Catherine, he would have killed her. So by
Literally, I
chance,
say that it's
Elena
like
was
because if Nina hadn't left the show, Delana wasn't supposed to be Endgame, but she left, so they made Stefan and Caroline happen. But I'm glad they did because, like I said, I
yeah.
love Stefan and Caroline. So, but there was that. But yeah, I see what you mean. Like, I can't stand. I can't like. I like Penelope. Like, obviously, she did some wrong things, but everybody on the show has done wrong things. Like, if you think about it, I can point out for each character. So,
Yeah, Hope with her parents, Josie with the dark magic, Lizzie with Sebastian.
I had something different for Josie, but I'm not gonna talk about it.
Oh wait, let's talk about it. We're here to talk about it. We're here to talk about it. What did Josie
I
do?
I loved Josie. Like, I don't get me wrong. Like, she was probably one of my favorite characters throughout the first season. The whole thing with the secret and
Ah,
Hope and Lizzie. I can't. I don't
okay.
hate her, but like that's the one thing that brings to my mind that she's done that is so messed up.
I will play devil's advocate for a second. The reason with that, they're twins. So they're constantly having to share things, right? Or one twin is getting more than the other. Lizzie was a dominant twin. So if Josie had liked someone and she told Lizzie, Lizzie went after that person, not really knowing it, but she would do it. And they would like Lizzie more than Josie. So Josie felt insecure. So that's why when Lizzie was like making fun of her because she thought she had a crush on Hope, she lied and kept it a secret because she didn't want Lizzie to go after her. And that's where all the Hizzy shippers are like, yeah, so if Josie would have, yeah, da da da, that they would have been together. If they did, they're like blaming Josie for that whole situation, for them hating each other. But like Josie was, she's not the type of person to like advocate her feelings. You know, she's the quiet twin. So I will say she was wrong for burning Hope's painting and put the fire spell under the door because she got nervous. She didn't know if Hope liked her back. But if she would have just kept that note under the door, Hosey would have been together.
Mm.
Look, Hope admitted to having a crush on Josie when they were 14. They were 14 at not the same time, but she
The
was
crush
14.
is the crush came first of all. The crush came out of nowhere. Hope's side. I expected Josie, like 100%. I expected Josie, but Hope's just. I don't know. I don't hate Josie and Hope. Like, I don't like. I just.
You
It
don't
should have
see it.
happened already.
Yeah, it should have.
If it right now is at this point, it's like, what are they gonna do? You know what I mean? Like, if it had happened earlier, yeah, great, it happened. But like, they're dragging it out too much, and I'm gonna be honest. Like, and then yeah, but my whole thing about the whole with the crush doesn't bother me. Like, I understand the whole thing with Lizzie, um, being the twin that people notice more, and Josie kind of feels left out of a lot of things. But like the whole burning of the thing was just like, girl, it's a
She is a
crush.
pyromancer. Josie just
I
likes
know.
fire.
I love. That's the one thing I love. Like Josie and her fire. Like, like you
Yep.
see it in season 2 too. So
Did you
it's
see
like,
that meme where it's that little girl, but it's Josie's
yeah, I've
face,
seen
and
that.
in the house?
I've seen that.
Apparently, Hosies have gotten Cinnabon, other like major
Yeah, I heard
companies
about that. Yeah, I
to
heard about that.
ship Hosey, and they do ship Hosey. Like Laura Morano ship Hosey. There's a few other people, and there's like this whole giant community of celebrities shipping Hosey, and Handons are calling us delusional because their ship is canon.
So, like, I literally have a select few of my Handon friends, and those are literally the only people I talk up to. So it's like I don't know anything that's going on with anything.
Sometimes I'm confused too. I'm like, why are we fighting today? Like,
What's going on? I mean, I'm on Twitter, but like most of my Twitter right now is I think Outer Banks because I watch Outer Banks, but that's.
I'm not talking about Outer Veins because Miss Sarah Cameron. I love Sarah.
I know, I do too. But yeah, I don't know what's going on. So I mean, I don't know. Like I said,
It's the toxic.
ship who you want.
Yes.
Don't. I don't care. You can like Hosey. You can like Hizzy. Excuse me. Sorry.
All right, wait, R.I.P. to that one because we can find a common ground on that one right there.
Can't stand the idea of Hope and Lizzie.
They could
Like,
be friends. I
yes, yes,
best friends.
100% friendship, friendship. That's
Right.
where it stops. Please. Anywho, like ship whoever you want.
Yeah.
Just be nice to people for if we ship something and you don't ship them, be nice about it. Like, be like, okay, they don't necessarily like the same things that we like, and
Or you could ask questions and find a common ground, and like I was doing with you because I didn't understand why people ship Landon, and I love you to death, so that's why I had to ask. Like, if we could be friends, then Handons and Hosies could be friends. Like, it's not that hard to be nice and be kind to people. Like, why be mean when you can be kind?
we love this. We love the same thing. We love the show. We
Yeah.
love the people that make the show. Danielle and Kaylee, and there's Aria. Like, Aria's like one of my favorite people, and I've talked to a lot of people who say he's like one of the nicest people. None of them deserve this kind of behavior within a show that they spend their time and they spend their effort on making, and it's like, yeah, you want these two people together, but don't be toxic about it. Just be like, I want these people to end up together, then watch it for that.
Yeah,
Don't
and don't berate an actor for coming onto a show and making money and getting paid to do what he likes to do. Like, because we were talking a couple of days ago about the situation about Leo Howard, and Twitter went after him, and they were like, "Why is he on the show? Like, why is he getting a season regular?" Because he's good at what he does. Like, Leo has been in this industry since he was like what 8, 11, whatever, young, and he knows what he's doing. And I think he's a wonderful actor.
I do too, 100%. He deserves it. Like, it's like, you guys don't come after somebody for doing their job. This is, he had an opportunity, especially during this pandemic. Like,
Yeah.
how many actors and crew members and stuff that lost jobs because of this. He just wants to make money, and he's doing it, and he deserves it, just like everybody else on the show deserves it. So
We've talked about our ships. We've talked about the toxicity and the fandom. We've talked about plot points. Oh, so what do you, as ending remarks, what do you want to see in season 3?
um
If you say Handon.
no, I'm not gonna say Handon. Like, I want the crossover between Landon and Malivore. I want Landon to become dark, because I want to see Arya play an evil character.
Okay.
That's one of the things. I also want to see what's gonna go on with Josie now that she doesn't have her magic. I think she's gonna go to Mystic Falls.
Wait, Josie doesn't have her magic?
Have you watched the show?
I watched the show. Okay,
She put her
so it
magic.
left.
She put her magic in that coin, so she doesn't have her siphons powers anymore. She did the same thing Joe did with the teddy bear.
Okay, hold on. Let me backtrack in my memory for a second.
It was
The
the
last
finale.
the finale, season 16. I mean, episode 16 finale. Not about talking about the missing 3 episodes we were supposed to get.
4 episodes.
Oh, 4 because of Miss Rhoda. Um, so it ended with Josie waking up and Hope was still asleep.
hmm And she put her magic in a coin.
While she was in the dream, or when she got out of the dream?
She got out. She had a conversation with Alaric, and she did a spell on a coin, and she put her siphon powers in a coin.
She wasn't Dark Josie anymore after that point. Anyway, okay. This is Joseph Saltzman. We need to talk to Joseph Saltzman. Uh,
But yeah,
but
those are the main 2 things that I want to say. So,
I want to see Hope come back.
well, yeah, that
I need, I need to make that. I need to manifest that. Yeah.
yeah.
I want Lizzie to give MG a chance. Like he he needs a chance. Like MG is so in love with this girl. I want to see Jade. I want to see Alyssa. Come on,
This is
Alyssa
nice.
Chang.
I'm not coming back because Olivia has her own show now.
Was it? Yeah, she does.
I know she's in the next episode. She's in episode 17. Um, don't it's just it's confusing, but yeah.
They could have at least given us those last 4 episodes during quarantine, at least.
Yeah. Well, we weren't technically supposed to get episode 16 either.
Oh yeah, they gave it to us
Yeah.
because we were like,
Because I would have been so messed up if they left episode 15 as the cliffhanger. So.
when I tell you, I was in Georgia for my spring break when Corona started getting real bad.
Oh, really?
I was in Covington living my best life, taking pictures and everything. And then all of a sudden, Corona got bad. I had to go home early. I had to go home like 5 days early.
Oh, that sucks.
Remember we were talking about spending more time there?
Yeah.
I spent
Oh.
4 days there, and I wanted to spend my whole week there.
I'm moving there next year.
Me too.
I'm moving
Oh,
to
yeah.
Georgia next year. Yeah, so
Let's
I'm really
manifest this because I'm going to Georgia
Listen,
State. I'm going to Georgia State just to so I can get my bachelor's in film.
I'm hopefully going to SCAD. So yeah, it's a school for arts. It's an art school. They did a panel with the Legacies actually cast over there. So yeah.
I
But yeah, like it's like it sucks. Like this whole coronavirus just
messed everything up.
it's literally like messed everything up.
Anything else you want to say? Because we obviously could talk forever, but like
Yeah. I don't know. I just like be kind. I always say that, at the end of every video that I make, be kind to one another, respect everybody's opinions. And yeah, I guess that's it.
peace out, kings, queens, and everything in between. It's your boy Tobin J signing off with Izzy. I'm gonna put all of her social medias in the description, her YouTube channel in the description. Also, I'm gonna put in the description for the Legacies Fund for the crew members. So you can donate whatever you can to them and help them out just a little bit because they were affected by Corona as well. So yeah, if you guys want to help out, I'll put that down in the description. You can follow me on Instagram if you want. You can follow me on my Stan Twitter, but you don't want to follow me there. Okay, bye, Izzy. I love you so much.
Bye.
Bye, guys.